Daniel's story is one of the most amazing accounts in the Bible, full of faith, courage, and God's power at work. Daniel was a young man taken from his homeland of Judah when the Babylonians conquered Jerusalem. The Babylonians, led by King Nebuchadnezzar, wanted the best and brightest young men from the lands they had conquered to serve in the king's court. Daniel, along with his friends Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, was among those selected. But Daniel's story isn't just about being chosen, it's about how he stood firm in his faith, even in a foreign land surrounded by those who did not worship God. Daniel was given the Babylonian name Belteshazzar, and his friends were given the names Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These new names were meant to honor Babylonian gods, but Daniel and his friends remained devoted to the Lord. Early on, Daniel faced a test of faith when he refused to eat the royal food and wine, which had likely been offered to idols. Instead, he asked for vegetables and water. The Lord honored Daniel's faithfulness, and after 10 days, Daniel and his friends appeared healthier than those who ate the royal food. This set the stage for a lifetime of amazing encounters with God. Daniel quickly gained a reputation for his wisdom and ability to interpret dreams, a gift from God. When King Nebuchadnezzar had a troubling dream that none of his wise men could interpret, Daniel stepped forward. After praying and seeking God's mercy, Daniel received the interpretation in a vision. He explained the dream to the king, revealing that it was about future kingdoms, with Nebuchadnezzar's empire as the head of gold. This earned Daniel great favor, and he was appointed ruler over the entire province of Babylon and placed in charge of all its wise men. But Daniel's journey didn't stop there. He lived through the reigns of several kings, always remaining faithful to God. When King Darius took over the kingdom, he recognized Daniel's exceptional qualities and planned to set him over the whole kingdom. This made the other officials jealous, and they plotted to bring Daniel down. Knowing that Daniel prayed 3 times a day to the Lord, they convinced King Darius to issue a decree that anyone who prayed to any god or man other than the king for 30 days would be thrown into the lion's den. Daniel, however, continued to pray to God as usual. Daniel's faithfulness led him to one of the most famous events in the Bible, being thrown into the lion's den. The officials reported Daniel's disobedience to the king, who, though distressed, had no choice but to follow through with the decree. Daniel was thrown into the den, but the Lord sent an angel to shut the lions' mouths. The next morning, King Darius rushed to the den and found Daniel unharmed. Overjoyed, the king ordered Daniel's accusers to be thrown into the lion's den instead, and they were immediately killed. Darius then issued a decree that everyone in the kingdom should fear and reverence the God of Daniel. Daniel's life continued to be marked by God's amazing works. He received visions and prophecies about the future, including the coming of the Messiah and the end times. These visions were challenging to understand, but they were a clear indication of God's control over the course of history. Daniel remained in Babylon until the first year of King Cyrus, a reign that saw the exiled Israelites begin to return to their homeland. Daniel's story is also a type of Christ in several ways. Just as Daniel was blameless before God and men, Jesus was without sin. Daniel was thrown into the lion's den, a place of certain death, but emerged unharmed, foreshadowing Jesus' death and resurrection. Daniel's life is a testimony to what happens when someone remains faithful to God in the face of adversity. He shows us that no matter where we are or who is against us, God is always with us.